The Kentucky Derby's almost here, and you can get in on all the Derby Day action with FanDuel. That's right, you can bet the big race without leaving the Sportsbook app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app and bet America's #1 race with America's #1 Sportsbook app right now. 21 plus and reside in Virginia. Offer valid on first real money wager of 10 cents or more. Verified FD Racing account required. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires 7 days after issuance. Max refund $500. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to It Takes Energy, presented by Energy Transfer, where we talk all things oil and natural gas. Oil and gas drive our economy, ensure our country's security, and open pathways to brighter futures. The U.S. produces 13 million barrels of crude oil every day, enough to fill 800 Olympic swimming pools. But what is that oil used for? The gas we put in our cars is just the beginning. Nearly 50% of each barrel is refined into gasoline. Another 34% is refined into fuels like diesel and jet fuel, and the rest is used to make more than 96% of our everyday essentials, like the tennis shoes you wear, the cell phone you rely on, and medicines that help save lives. Look around, and you'll see the essential role oil and gas plays in our modern lives. Our world needs oil and gas, and people rely on us to deliver it. To learn more, visit ittakes.energy.com.
Welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion with me, Stephen Wallis. Today my focus is cricket and the start of the T20 Women's County Cup, which begins on Bank Holiday Monday, May the 5th. In a packed show, you'll be hearing from our main guest, Lee Smith, the Cambridgeshire Women's coach, two Cambridgeshire players, May Busher and Kelly Haynes, cricketing expert Rosa Simkin of Rosa Talks Ball, and the Worcestershire Rapids captain, Chloe Hill. Each of our guests are looking forward to the new competition, which pitches Tier 2 and 3 counties in the same tournament as the Tier 1 superstars. Our main guest, Lee, concentrates on his side, who are scheduled to play Herefordshire, a fellow Tier 3 outfit. And with the help of May and Kelly, looks ahead to the new season for my local county. Hello, Lee. Welcome to the Paddock and the Pavilion. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks very much for joining us on the Paddock and the Pavilion to talk about Cambridgeshire women's cricket and in particular the T20 County Cup. But to begin with, I'd like to find out more about you. You are the Cambridgeshire women's coach, but what's your full role at Cambridgeshire?
Yeah, so my full role, I guess my main role is the head of female talent pathway at Cambridgeshire Cricket. So look after anything from the under-11s girls in talent development centres all the way through the county age groups, under 13s, 15s, 18s, and then ultimately as head coach of the senior women's team. So, really rewarding job. Managed to work with all of those squads and manage a team of coaches to deliver what we want to do. And, it's all very positive at the moment.
When did you start in your current role?
I've been here for about 2.5 years now. It's just after COVID and different jobs and moving on from other places and stuff. And it's around about 2.5 years now to settle into to both roles, really.
And is this your first county appointment?
It's not. No, I started off at Huntingdonshire across the border, and I started off there as that transitioned into Cricket East with Bedfordshire. And off the back of that, sort of COVID hit, redundancies hit, and whole structures changed, really. I managed to pick up one of the boys' team initially at Cambridgeshire, and then went for the role at head of talent pathway with the girls. So it's been a really good kind of transition into sort of head of talent pathway stuff again, at a really progressive county.
And have you always liked coaching? You must have played as well.
Yeah, coaching has kind of come on a little bit later. So in terms of playing, I started off at Manchester Town throughout the youth setup there, then progressed into a nice little local village team at Alberts Ripton. Was there for about 4 or 5 years till about 21, and then joined probably the main club that I wanted to join was Needingworth, where I had a few mates there. Probably didn't want to try and go as far and as high as I wanted to in terms of playing wise and standard, but in terms of an environment that we were playing in as a group of individuals, it was a fantastic experience, and was there for 10 years until recently, really, where head coach of Cambridgeshire has kind of taken over and makes it harder and harder to play every single Saturday. So,
but are you still managing to play, or are you going to play this season?
At the moment, it's a no, just because, again, just timelines, and I'm sure we'll come on to it, but there's some travelling involved, and it's just probably harder now, more difficult to commit to 11 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, when you know you've got county stuff the next day and cricket Monday to Friday as well. It becomes a little bit more tricky, but if I can roll out, then that would be nice.
Do you get to go to some of the schools in Cambridgeshire as well?
Yeah, so I try and go along a little bit of a talent ID sort of idea of going along to some of the schools, and sort of private schools probably more so at the moment in terms of the standard they're playing and the leads and the purse. We've got a number of different schools in that space, but in terms of state schools, I know the guys in the participation side are doing a lot of good work there, and we're being challenged to deliver more and more in that space, and the guys are working extremely hard to do so.
It's a real growth area, though, isn't it? Women's cricket.
Yeah, massively. I think the way it's changed even over the last year, but over the last 5 years, it's transitioned into something much more professional in the way it's being run. What we're being asked to deliver, the competitions that we're in now is brilliant, and that's just from us, but from the professional game and the amount of players now that can earn a living out of playing professional cricket is phenomenal.
Let's move on then to the new structure, the new tier system that began this summer, and Cambridgeshire are in tier 3. Is that good for Cambridgeshire?
It is. It definitely is, and I think the overriding emotion is that it will be very, very positive for us as a county. The players now are getting more supported than they've ever been before, just from the clothing that they got in terms of training wear. The match kit is now all free of charge. Hotel accommodation for the trips away is all free. Evening meals are free. We've recruited players in terms of the winter program. It's more than it's ever been before. It's weekly training from January to March, and the program itself has really progressed. So in that regard, it's a massive positive. Initially, when the opportunity looked like presenting itself to go for tier 2 status, we did bid for that. We felt that we're in a really good position, both geographically as well as the infrastructure in place at Cambridge and in Cambridgeshire to go for semi-pro and tier 2 status. That obviously didn't really materialise for reasons that the ECB have said around commercial development and stuff. But and we totally accept that. But that was a real opportunity, I feel, to kind of broaden the game away from traditional men's first class counties to women's counties. But like I say, overall, the emotion is a very positive one.
But with Cambridge getting bigger and bigger itself as a city, do you think that one day tier 2 is possible?
I think for us, the ambition is, absolutely. There's still this 4-year kind of bedding in process where promotion and relegation from the tiers isn't a possibility. But I think absolutely it's where we're at. It's quite a young population in Cambridge itself, and the ambition has to be to try and get to the best we can possibly be. And again, the infrastructure will still be there. The finances will obviously improve for us to deliver all the adequate regulations and requirements for a tier 2 county. So that's the ambition. It's whether that materialises in 4 years' time, whether we can actually be allowed to do that, I guess.
Well, let's hope so. But you think it's good for the future of the England team to have the new structure aligning with the counties?
Yeah, I do. I think, again, the commercial impact of those counties, and ultimately I think you probably have best v best a little bit more now, with some of the England players being available a little bit more. The overseas players coming in can commit to a block of fixtures now, which again was probably more challenging in the past. So the way the tiers are set up, it absolutely can work. It just takes a lot of collaboration between counties to make that work, and the communication between them.
We've already seen England players playing in the county games at the top level already, haven't we? So
yeah, absolutely. And that can only be a good thing when those players are playing against rivals for England spots, but also within that competition, best v best. So
I think it's about time we had our first guests on the podcast. I spoke to your captain, May Busher, and vice-captain, Kelly Haynes, at your media event on Friday, and let's hear what they had to say. Firstly, May, you've already played a game against Buckinghamshire at Wormsley.
Yeah, we have, yeah. It was a one-day 50-over game. We arrived there really early. The ground was amazing, actually. It's on.
You've not been there before?
No, we haven't.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've been there a couple of times to watch. It's one of the best grounds in the country, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's on my list now for sure, yeah.
Yeah. But you were a bit unlucky because you got rain affected, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really quite annoying, actually. So we managed to bat all through our 50 overs. We posted 269. And then the rain hit. It wasn't actually too strong, but it was consistent. And it probably rained for a few hours, actually. And it meant that we had to reduce the overs that Buckinghamshire had to bat. So they ended up actually only doing a T20 with a target of, I believe, 154 or something similar. Yeah,
they got them with, was it 2 balls to spare?
Yes, they did. We had to bring everyone in on the circle for those last few balls, but they hit through us. So yeah, they finished the game on a close win. But it was a really exciting close game. And you got
64, and Kelly with you. She got 41 and got 2 wickets as well.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I know. Not a bad day. Not a bad day.
And was that was the first game of the season?
Yes, it was. Yeah. So I think a good start because. It was, as you said, down to one of the last balls. So I think it's it's a promising start for our season, for sure.
Yeah. And you've got a game on Sunday?
Yes. We are playing Cheshire on Sunday, yeah.
Is that at home?
Yeah. No, it's away in Cheshire. So we're up there. But we've got a hotel booked for us for free, which is amazing, which is the first time that we've had something like this, actually.
Oh, that'll be different, won't it? Yeah, and that's obviously a bit different playing now in a tier 3 competition.
Yes, for sure. I mean, this is the first time that we've been given the funding in order to kind of have accommodation paid for us, and it means that we can play teams so far away like Cheshire. This hasn't happened before. It's really amazing.
What do you think to that, Kelly?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good new experience for all of us, especially with quite a new team as well. So it'll be quite nice to do it together. Quite good for one of the first games as well.
And then on May the 5th, you're going to be playing in the T20 County Cup match against Herefordshire. What do you know about Herefordshire?
Honestly, not that much. We're kind of used to playing the same counties. I think big names are Suffolk, Norfolk, Hertfordshire. But now, because we're in this knockout cup for the first time, we're actually playing teams that we've honestly never heard of. So we're kind of just excited. It's really nice going into something without any prior knowledge. I think obviously I'm going to try and have a look and see what they're about. But yeah, going into it, don't know too much.
So you like T20 as well as the 50 over game?
Yeah, I would even say that our team probably prefers it. We're a very positive side, and I think we like to go out and start strong. As shown in the Wormsley ground, we started racking up runs quite early on. I think we were 90 off 10 overs or something. So I think hopefully it will really suit us, this knockout cup, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Kelly, what do you think then to the concept of the T20 Cup, where Tier 3 could be finish up playing a team from Tier 1?
Yeah, obviously. So again, it's going to be a new thing. Exciting. We could play against different teams, higher sort of levels than us. But just got to see how far we can go, really.
Because if you win, you're going to be playing another team in Tier 3, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Northumberland that will play.
That's right, yeah. And
then if we beat them, it's Kent or Middlesex. So they're Tier 2, and that would just be an amazing game.
Yeah. Well, that's what this tournament's all about, really, giving the chance for the Tier 3 counties and the Tier 2 counties the chance of playing against the Tier 1s and even possibly beating them.
Well, exactly, because it goes down to just kind of who wants it more. And I like that it's not so segregated as it used to be. I think there's definitely the opportunity for us as like a Tier 3 county to then see how far we can go. Like it's only limited by our skills, and we can just show what we can do after like a brilliant winter training. So yeah, it's great.
And Kelly, that will mean that if you're playing against better standard of cricketers, you'll be able to showcase your own skills and show that you're much better than a Tier 3 player.
Yeah, hopefully. So obviously it's how we go on the day. But yeah, hopefully we'll put on a good performance against them and play our best games.
Yeah, show that we deserve to be there.
Definitely try and be competitive with everyone we come up against. And
in Tier 3, you've got 50 overs and 20 over competitions.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we've got both, which is a nice spread of different things that we get to have a go at, really. Yeah.
And have you got a squad of players that will play in both those?
Yes, I would say that we've got a pretty similar squad across the two, because within us, like our squad, we've got definitely diverse players. We've got people that are good at all sorts of different things. So I think we've kept it pretty similar, I'd say, across the two formats. Yeah.
And here's one for you, May. What's it like to captain the players you've got in your team?
It is honestly amazing. I mean, because the thing is, some of the players I've known since I was like 11 years old when I joined Cambridgeshire, but there are also new players coming in from other counties this year. So it's just amazing seeing it all come together. Really, I love meeting new players. I love hearing their thoughts and stuff, and but also having some of those people I could just talk to because I've known them for years. And I think together we'll just be a really good team this season. Cambridge has always been a really friendly county, and I've loved everyone in it, and that's why I've stayed this long. So I'm really excited for this season.
And Kelly, what's May like as a captain? What's she like to play under?
Yeah, May's great. We love May.
You got to say that, haven't you? No.
Genuinely.
Yeah, I'll pay you after.
Genuinely, we all love May. So yeah, great to be under her with May as a captain.
Finally, as two young people just starting on their cricketing journey, how much are you excited about how women's cricket has grown in the last, say, 5 years even?
Oh, it's just been amazing. I mean, when I first joined, I was in an all-boys team, first of all, at my local club. We didn't have a girls' team. Then I finally went to Triplo, which had a women's side. And I mean, there weren't too many of us that turned up for training. But I mean, just today, we've had a media day, and there's been at least 15 girls here in our squad that have shown up. And it's just been amazing because it's not just that there are more girls in cricket, but the funding's increased. Like Cambridgeshire has actively been supporting the girls' side of cricket and the women's side. And it's just been great to see. And I think coming into the women's game now is just so much better than it was before. And it's nice to see that change.
And Kelly, if you're good enough now, you can actually make a living playing cricket, can't you?
You can, yeah. That's the good thing about it. So there's a lot more girls and women's cricket out there. So yeah, better professional levels. So yeah, people can go and play and get paid to do it.
Exactly. Just like the men's, finally we're catching up. Deservedly so.
Well, the best of luck for the rest of the season and the best of luck for the game against Herefordshire on May the 5th.
Thank you so much. It's great speaking to you.
Lee, it's great to hear such enthusiasm and excitement from May and Kelly there.
Yeah, absolutely. The two brilliant characters fit the role perfectly as captain and vice captain, really. We were all quite conscious to have that real Cambridgeshire core, despite recruiting a few players, and those two really are the epitome of it. And the fact that both have been there at Cambridgeshire since the age of 11, coming through the whole pathway, they've seen the changes that have progressed and have happened. And like I say, two really, really brilliant characters and talented players that are looking forward to hopefully showing their skills in Division 1 this year.
So where do all the players that play for the Cambridgeshire women's team come from?
A bit of a mixture, really. So we have a core of players probably from Triplo, as May mentioned. They've been a really progressive club in this county. They've won the East Anglian Premier League 3 times on the bounce, and they really have put women's cricket at the front of themselves as a club. So we have quite a few of the players from there. We've recruited some players from outside of that. So we've got a couple of players from Essex under-18s. We've got one from Northants under-18s. And then we've also got a couple of players in on loan from Kent in Sophie Singer and Izzy James. And Izzy was our captain last year and has again been through our pathway. So to keep that link, and she's wanting to come back and play, is a really important one for us as well. So a bit of a mixture. We look at mainly pathway players, but we've also got players in from other clubs and around City of Cambridge and Ely as well. So,
but I guess it's good to get that mixture of people from other counties to learn different things, what other counties are doing as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, again, the fact for us, we had open trials just before December, just before Christmas. And again, really conscious to keep a core of Cambridgeshire people, but adding the right characters to that. And with the girls we brought in, it's 100% been that. They've really bought into our culture and seeing what other counties do, and it's opened their eyes a little bit. But at the same time, they were really progressive with seeking out opportunities elsewhere. And they fitted in brilliantly, and they were away with us at the weekend in Cheshire, and that's starting to progress as a real good squad now. So,
just before we talk about those 2 games, how often are you able to practice and train?
Yeah, so easier over the winter, despite having players off at university and elsewhere. But we've trained weekly from January all the way through to the end of March, and then we've been able to get outside for a few sessions already. The challenge, I guess, is having players coming in from elsewhere and players going back to uni now to be able to regularly train. But when the opportunity allows it, we'll be able to get outside again, and we'll probably train maybe once, twice a month now going towards the back end of the season. So.
And as I said, you played 2 games. You played Buckinghamshire at Wormsley. That's almost the dream place to play cricket. And Cheshire, both away. Yeah.
Wormsley first game it really was a bit of a new era kind of moment for us to go there and play our trade there. And Bucks have also bought in, and I'll say this, a lot of counties have really taken this on, and some counties went for Tier 2 status as well. And they've really put women's cricket at the forefront of their county. And yeah, Wormsley as a start was a good one. A narrow defeat, and we won't use an excuse, but rain rules came in and just small margins really in that game. And
you got a big score, didn't you?
269, I think, in 50 overs wins you a lot of senior games. So we were quite happy at halfway, and we'll be ultra critical and wanting to get 300, but as a group, you can't really ask too much more than that to post 270 and to be in a position to try and defend that. So, small margins.
And then Cheshire away last Sunday.
Yeah, again, we didn't quite perform to the best of our ability, but as a weekend away for the first time as a squad, so many positives to come out of that and building a group. A few players stood up at certain times, and again, we probably let them get 30 too many, and suddenly chasing 200 is a very different game. But they had two batters that really went on and got 80 and 70, I think, and those are just the small margins. And as an inexperienced side, maybe that's just the experience that they'll get as they play more and more together.
And the format, you're playing 50 overs at the moment. You're going to later play 20 overs. Are they both in group formats apart from the the County Cup match, which we're going to talk about shortly.
Yeah, so as a Tier 3 Division 1 county, the 50 over stuff is 8 teams and we'll play everybody once. So 7 games there. The bottom team gets relegated. Top team will obviously win or go through to the final with top 2 teams. And then T20 stuff, we're separated into 2 separate groups of 4. And the winners of those 2 groups will play off for a final as well.
So how many teams are there in Tier 3?
In Tier 3 in total, 19 in terms of the national counties. And for us being in Division 1, there's a group of 8. And then beneath that, there is a Division 2 North and South.
Welcome to It Takes Energy, presented by Energy Transfer, where we talk all things oil and natural gas. Oil and gas drive our economy, ensure our country's security, and open pathways to brighter futures. The U.S. produces 13 million barrels of crude oil every day, enough to fill 800 Olympic swimming pools. But what is that oil used for? The gas we put in our cars is just the beginning. Nearly 50% of each barrel is refined into gasoline. Another 34% is refined into fuels like diesel and jet fuel. And the rest is used to make more than 96% of our everyday essentials, like the tennis shoes you wear, the cell phone you rely on, and medicines that help save lives. Look around, and you'll see the essential role oil and gas plays in our modern lives. Our world needs oil and gas, and people rely on us to deliver it. To learn more, visit ittakes.energy.com. Welcome to It Takes Energy, presented by Energy Transfer, where we talk all things oil and natural gas. Oil and gas drive our economy, ensure our country's security, and open pathways to brighter futures. Did you know that the majority of progress the U.S. has made in reducing emissions over the past decade has come from the oil and gas industry? With more electrical power generation now coming from natural gas versus coal, the air we breathe today is cleaner than it has been since the 90s, according to a report from the EPA. Clean-burning natural gas is also a reliable source of power for more than just our electrical grids. It is also used to power data centers, hospitals, schools, and so much more. Look around, and you'll see the essential role oil and gas plays in our lives. Our world needs oil and gas, and people rely on us to deliver it. To learn more, visit energytransfer.com.
Next up is the T20 County Cup match against Herefordshire on Monday, the 5th of May, 2:30 start. But I notice you're playing at Coventry.
We are indeed. That was a little bit of a neutral ground to try and help Herefordshire with travel and expenses and different stuff like that. So we've accommodated to a degree, and Coventry is not too far away from us. And yeah, it should be a brilliant day. So a good ground, should be a brilliant day. We're actually playing the knockout game at 11 and then a friendly after to make it a little bit worthwhile for both teams as well. So
you're getting your money's worth. So you'll be able to rotate a few players in the second game?
Yeah.
And your other home games in the T20s and the 50s, you're going to be playing at Fenners and Sawston, I believe. Is that right? Yeah,
those are our 2 home grounds this year. Listen, really very much fit for purpose. They're 2 brilliant grounds. Fenners itself is the University of Cambridge ground. Really good place to play. We've managed to get on there a little bit more in the last couple of years as well, which has been nice for the players. And it's a really good place to play their cricket. And Sawston, another club that have progressed mainly in the men's game, but the facilities and the way they've accommodated women's, for us as a Cambridgeshire county has been second to none. So looking forward to playing at those 2 grounds.
But this is so important for the women's game that they are playing at the better grounds for them, especially to see that the game really is progressing if they're playing at the best grounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And best grounds, best conditions. We can get fans in to watch the games and it just evolves from there, really. If the atmosphere and the environment's right, then people will come and watch. And the players, I know, definitely enjoy playing at those 2 grounds. So, both have been really supportive of what we're trying to do.
And most of your games are on Sundays, aren't they?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I think it's time for our second guest. You might not have heard of Rosa Simkin. She's been on this podcast quite a lot, of Rosa Talks Ball. And Rosa talks very well about cricket and football, but in this interview, she's going to be talking about the T20 County Cup and giving her prediction for the competition. What do you think to the T20 County Cup, Rosa?
I think it's a brilliant idea. I think one of my biggest concerns of the new systems was the gap between not only tier 1 and tier 2, but the massive jump between tier 1 and tier 3. So it's a really nice way to enable these players in the lower tiers to play against the best and improve themselves. So I think it's a great concept.
It certainly puts David and Goliath together, doesn't it? Can you, looking at the draw, see any surprises on the way?
I think from what I remember when I was writing my preview, because of the way the fixtures have worked out, we're guaranteed a tier 2 side in the quarterfinal stage, which is super exciting. But I think the upset point of view, there might be a few between tiers 2 and 3. You never know. But I think the biggest upsets will probably come from a couple of tier 2 teams. I've got my eyes specifically on Worcestershire and Yorkshire to do very well in this tournament.
Yeah, I think Worcestershire, who are playing Northamptonshire, they're playing a tier 2 side in the second round. I'm pretty sure of that.
In the first round even. So it will be hard to get past Northants because they are probably two of the strongest tier 2 sides this year. But there's something about Worcestershire this season. Don't know, they've got this like spark within them because a lot of them are players who used to be involved in the professional game, so have really experienced that peak and have played as professional cricketers or have been on pay-to-play contracts. So I think that gives them a bit of an edge over Northants, who have a younger, more developing side.
So Worcestershire, as the draw stands, have got a chance of making the quarterfinals.
I'd say so, for sure. I'd really like to see a mix of tiers in the quarterfinals. I mean, Surrey and Hampshire are playing each other in round 3, so one of them will immediately be out of it, and that's a big team to lose early on. And it will probably mean quite significant opportunities for some of the other teams in tier 1 and also in tier 2 to get further in the tournament and potentially go all the way.
So will the T20 County Cup, Rosa, be affected by any international call-ups?
Unfortunately, it definitely will, as England are playing the West Indies that day in Chelmsford, which, I mean, you could go on and on about why you'd schedule those two events on the same day. But you never know. Charlotte Edwards, being a very proud lover and player of county and regional cricket, she might release players who aren't going to play in that game. Or if there's players who I'm pretty sure it's T20 international, if there's players in the ODI squad who aren't in the T20 squad who are involved in the teams who have made it to finals day, you'd like to think that they'd be allowed to play. But there definitely will be some of the big stars who will be missing.
Don't you think that's disappointing? Because it will be a high-pressure finals day at Taunton and you want all the best players on show.
I mean, it's incredibly disappointing because, especially looking at this disastrous Ashes, which we could go on and on about, one of the biggest takeaways from ECB management was that England players need to be playing high-pressure fixtures. Yet here we are, we've got a finals day, a lot at stake, and they've scheduled an international on the same day, which in the grander scheme of things doesn't really mean much because I'm not sure it goes to championship points. So, yeah, it's a massive disappointment.
So, Rosa, who are your semi-finalists, finalists and winners of the first T20 County Cup?
Oh, it's a big question. I think quarter semi-finalists will go first. I think you'll probably see Warwickshire up there. Might see Lancashire. We'll definitely see the Blaze. And then I'd quite like to give Worcestershire a shout in the semis. I think that works logistically with who's playing who. And winner, I'm going to back Lancashire to lift this one. I think they're a squad with real quality and a lot of talented youngsters, which will give them a bit of an edge compared to the other Tier 1 teams. And I think although there is some real talent as far as Tier 2 is concerned, there's quite a big gap in quality, mainly owing to the fact that Tier 2 is amateur. So whilst I hope a team goes really far, I think unfortunately it will probably be a Tier 1 team that lifts it this year. But hopefully if it repeats for another year, we'll see a little bit more competition from Tier 2 and 3.
But whatever happens, there's going to be some exciting cricket between May the 5th and the final on the Bank Holiday Whitsun Monday, where you're going to be there at Taunton.
I am indeed. It will be my first proper women's game of the season, so I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully it will be good weather and lots of very good cricket.
Well, enjoy the finals day, and we'll look out to see how your tip for the winners, Lancashire, get on.
Sounds good to me.
Good to hear then again from Rosa, who is a regular on this podcast, Lee. What are your thoughts on the T20 County Cup competition?
It's interesting. It's exciting, this new competition that has come about. And we've said it before, it creates the best v best and the opportunity for other counties to provide upsets. And that's really exciting for all the counties involved. You know, I look at our own kind of situation. There's a potential to get through and play a Tier 2 county in Middlesex or Kent in the latter stages. And it's an opportunity for a lot of our players to put themselves in the shop window and perform. So, yeah, it could be a really exciting comp.
It's going to be a lot of cricket for some teams between May the 5th and May the 26th. 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's a packed schedule. It's difficult for counties to navigate that stuff, and yeah, players are going to have to be managed throughout that period. So, yeah, challenge.
You are listening to the Paddock and the Pavilion with Stephen Wallis. Don't forget, you can find this show along with our archive of over 300 episodes on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or on our YouTube channel. Another player who is going to be playing in the competition is Chloe Hill, the Worcestershire Rapids captain and their wicketkeeper. And she's also played professionally for the South East Stars and also in the 100. And Worcestershire are playing away to the Northamptonshire Steelbacks on May the 5th. And we're now going to hear from Chloe. Welcome back, Chloe. How has your school game gone today?
Yeah, it's gone really well. So it's the 150th year of the school. So it was quite a big day, really, of like the anniversary. Had the girls play first, and then the boys follow against the local school down the road. So it was a local derby, and yeah, my team came out on top. So yeah, really good day.
So you're now working at the Lees School at Cambridge. So who are you playing against today then?
At the Purse.
Guessed it would be them.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, rivalries.
So how's the new job going?
Yeah, it's going really well. Technically, this is the first full week of the job completed. And yeah, it's been really good. We played Cambridge Uni in the week as well and won that game. And yeah, it's just been really nice to see how the cricket works in a school environment and the opportunities these girls now get. So yeah, really enjoying it.
So you were playing on the main Lees School pitch?
Yeah, we played on the girls played on the main pitch and then the boys followed after at 2:00.
Oh, having played there myself, it's like a road. So
yes, lovely, quick outfield. I sometimes want to have a hit out there.
And you're still doing a job with the Buckinghamshire Pathway?
Yeah. So still head coach of the girls 15s and 18s and leading the emerging player program. So yeah, busy, really busy, and obviously still playing. So I'm literally traveling everywhere at the moment, but enjoying it.
You must be, and you're playing and you're captain of Worcestershire. And we're going to be talking about the County Cup. And earlier in this podcast, I spoke to two players from the Cambridgeshire team and their coach, Lee Smith. And you're almost helping Cambridgeshire out now, coaching young players from Cambridgeshire.
Yeah, I feel like I'm helping players around the counties now. But no, it's really good. There's definitely some exciting young cricketers coming through in the Cambridgeshire pathway, and seeing some of the girls in the school matches and how well they're doing. I think Cambridge women have definitely got an exciting season ahead.
Well, that's good to hear. Let's briefly talk then about the T20 County Cup. How much are you looking forward to the competition and your game against Northants?
Do you know what? I'm actually really excited for the whole idea of this County Cup, because just the thought of a Tier 3 side being able to get all the way through to the semi-finals or finals, like that would just be amazing. But yeah, obviously for myself on a personal level of being Worcestershire, it'd be pretty cool if we can try and go all the way and cause a few upsets against some Tier 1 counties along the way as well.
Well, you've started the season well. You beat Yorkshire at Headingley.
Yeah, obviously you're not expected to go to Headingley and beat a side who's been training as a professional unit all winter and beat them comfortably. So, that was really exciting. I'm really, really happy with that performance and how the girls went.
Yeah, this is a Yorkshire side that next season will be a Tier 1 side, and Lauren Winfield Hill was opening the batting.
Yeah, you don't expect some of these girls who never played in the regional system to come across some of these girls. So for Emily Churms to open the bowling and her first wicket of the season was Lauren Winfield Hill, I think, that's a big statement of the season that she can hold now. So, yeah, really good.
Good confidence booster for the rest of the season, winning by 114 runs.
Yeah, definitely. And it always helps that we've got two very exceptional left-arm spinners in our side who constantly lead the way and take those wickets. So
moving on to the T20 County Cup, May the 5th. What do you know about Northamptonshire?
Do you know what? I actually do know quite a bit, because I helped a little bit over the winter, David Ripley, their head coach, with the women's trials. So I've obviously had a little look and I know the squad they've got. And yeah, I feel like I know the players well. I think it'll be a close match, an exciting match. But I'm hoping that we can pick them on that occasion.
They're also a Tier 2 side.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we actually play them 3 times this season. We've got them in the first round of the Knockout Cup. Then they're in our T20 group. And then obviously in our 50 over, we'll play them once as well. So yeah, we might be playing them 3 or 4 times. So a few visits to the county ground.
Who would you pick out from your side and their side in this match?
Well, they've got Anish Patel, leg spinner, who was at Central Sparks with myself and been a Warwickshire legend over the years. She's a handy, experienced cricketer that I think that could cause damage with the ball. And then if I go, I'm going to pick 2 from my side. So if I go spinners, Phoebe Brett, she's an exceptional left-arm spinner. And I reckon Gwen Davis is going to cause an upset with the bat as well.
And this game is obviously T20 because the T20 Cup. The game against Yorkshire was 50 overs. Will you have much of a change side from the 2 matches?
Potentially. There'll definitely be a change in the batting order. And maybe the bowling options might be a little bit different. But the players and the squads that we've been taking to the game, so the squad of 13 that have been on show really last week and going forward to our game tomorrow on the 27th. I think we'll have a similar group for the T20s, but different roles maybe.
And how have the players taken to Tier 2 cricket? Lots of travelling and playing different sides.
Yeah, to be fair, I think they've taken to it really well. Like I say, some of the girls have never experienced the regional system. So for some of those to be travelling to Headingley for their first game of the season, I think was a bit of a whirlwind for some of them and one that they literally looked around the ground and took it all in. I'd say the group settled in really well. And I think just the excitement of it's actually quite competitive this year, county cricket, and how they've got the tier structures. I know obviously it was confusing how they were setting it up, but it does work.
And great to play on, you were playing on test grounds and playing on the major grounds as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I need to have a look at the schedule of where else we're playing. I know we obviously visit Sussex at home, I think. Trying to think of all the other grounds, but we're still playing at some really good first-class county grounds going forward, and if not their second ground, which also is kept to a fantastic level.
And this game on May the 5th is on the county ground at Northamptonshire. Have you looked ahead at the draw, just in case? I'm sure you're going to win against Northamptonshire.
I mean, I haven't, because there's just so much going on at the moment. With all like the games are coming so thick and fast, and coaching as well. Do you know?
Oh, I do. Yeah. I mean, and Rosa certainly does, because Rosa, who's just been on this podcast, that's Rosa Simkin of Rosa Talks Ball. She reckons you've got a chance to get into the quarterfinals.
Oh, does she? Come on, Rosa. Thanks.
Well, I believe you're in the second round on the 10th of May. If you get through, you're away to Shropshire or Norfolk, and then you've got a home game in the third round, potentially against Leicestershire.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that gives us a good inkling, because we're playing Leicestershire tomorrow in the 50 over, Metro Cup. And then, so we'll get a little idea of what they're like, and hopefully if we win this game, we can maybe cause an upset with some tier 3 sides, and then, keep going. But no, it's exciting, really exciting, I think, this competition.
Well, thanks again for joining us on the Paddock and the Pavilion, and good luck for tomorrow's game against Leicestershire, and good luck on May the 5th against Northamptonshire.
No, thank you. Yeah, I look forward to it.
Have you caught up yet with Chloe at the Lees?
I haven't yet. I've only noticed that she was at the Lees in the last couple of weeks, so I haven't had a chance yet. And sounds like both our schedules are going to be pretty packed, but it'd be brilliant to catch up with Chloe. I've seen some of the stuff and some of the other interviews she's done on socials, and she's obviously got a lot on, but a good person to have around women's cricket at the moment.
Yeah, it can only be good for Cambridgeshire women's cricket.
Yeah, absolutely. We're lucky to have someone like that working at a school in the county, but we have some pro players come in and help us out with coaching with the women's stuff and the under 18s pathway stuff as well. So we've got Catherine Speeding, who plays for Northants, Bella Howarth the same, who play for Northants now. So we try and get some of these players in to help us out in the pathway as well.
That sounds good. So there's quite a reasonable good connection with the local counties like Essex and Northants.
Yeah, very much so. We do a lot of work with the counties surrounding us. I myself coach on the Essex EPP pathway stuff, so understand kind of what they're trying to do and how they want their players to play and stuff, and that's reciprocated by those guys coming out and helping us as well. So good relationships within the region.
Getting back then to finish to your game against Herefordshire on Monday, May the 5th at 11 o'clock. What do you know about Herefordshire?
Again, not a great deal, to be fair. We've come across them, I think, back in the day at sort of pathway on tours and stuff, but we don't come across them at senior level. So it might be a good thing just not knowing, really. And to be honest, in Division 1 and some of the counties we play there, we don't know that much about the counties that we're playing. We know that their setups are pretty strong, and likewise for us, but sometimes it's not a bad thing to go in a little bit blind and see where it takes us.
I guess they'll be in the same boat, won't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, they will be.
Well, thank you very much, Lee, for joining us on the Paddock and the Pavilion. The very best of luck for your game in the T20 County Cup. May and Kelly have already got you in the third round playing Middlesex and Kent, so you've got quite a few games to play yet.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But no, thank you very much for having us, Steve, and thank you for putting us on the platform and exposing not only the county but the players in particular. And I know May and Kelly have really enjoyed speaking to you, so thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Welcome to It Takes Energy, presented by Energy Transfer, where we talk all things oil and natural gas. Oil and gas drive our economy, ensure our country's security, and open pathways to brighter futures. Did you know that the majority of progress the U.S. has made in reducing emissions over the past decade has come from the oil and gas industry, with more electrical power generation now coming from natural gas versus coal? The air we breathe today is cleaner than it has been since the 90s, according to a report from the EPA. Clean-burning natural gas is also a reliable source of power for more than just our electrical grids. It is also used to power data centers, hospitals, schools, and so much more. Look around, and you'll see the essential role oil and gas plays in our lives. Our world needs oil and gas, and people rely on us to deliver it. To learn more, visit energytransfer.com.